You want to make sure your home is protected from pests during the winter. When it's cold outside, you're more likely to get some uninvited guests. Joining us is owner and president of Connecticut Pest Elimination, Mike Lipsett, along with bed bug expert, Dr. Gail Ridge. Thank you both for being here.
Teresa, how are you?
Mike, just give us an overview of Connecticut Pest Elimination first.
Well, we do a lot of variety of insects and wildlife and trapping and, of course, rodent work. But, you know, I thought today's segment would be good about bed bugs because it has been a growing thing and it's been backing this area probably for the last 10 years or so, Doc, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. They've returned after about a 50-year hiatus.
Wow. Dr. Gail, how did you become a bed bug expert?
How did I become a bed? Well, because people were bringing insects for identification to my office because I work at the Connecticut Agricultural Experiment Station as an insect identifier. And in the early 2000s, people were bringing these little insects to me and saying, "What is this?" And it just grew from there. And so, yeah, I work and research in bed bug behavior.
What type of damage can bed bugs do? Or are they just kind of icky to be around, or do they just get a bad rap?
Absolutely bad rap. They are extremely delicate little insects and will not survive long in the open, but it's their behaviors. They have over 50 behaviors that help them survive a very rough and tumble existence.
Well, even though they're nice little insects, we don't want them in our house, Mike, right?
The biggest thing we wanted to hit home today is, first of all, as you can see, bed bugs are very visible. You can see them, okay? And here's a group of males that Dr. Ridge brought along with her. And with the thing about bed bugs is the fear factor. Most people are like, oh my God, you know.
Right.
And even us in the pest business, when they first made their way back in Connecticut, we were worried about it because in business for 30 years and I never had to deal with it. All of a sudden, 10 years ago, we're getting calls about them. We had to learn as we go.
Right.
And we did.
And we have some video of the bed bugs feeding on your arm. So just kind of tell us what had happened there.
Well, the reason why I would allow a bed bug to feed on my arm, because there's no known diseases that bed bugs have. Unlike mosquitoes or other insects where you can have some issues, there's no known diseases. And everybody says the bed bugs bite. They actually don't. It's kind of like they drawing your blood, and I'll let the doctor explain that a little bit too.
Well, they are in fact very delicate, fussy feeders. They're capillary feeders, very gentle feeders, and live in this paradoxical world of total fear of us, but they are dependent on us to survive. In fact, they are so intimate with the human race, every single language in the world has a unique word for this particular insect. And recent research has found that the bed bugs originated between 115 and 122 million years ago.
Wow.
So they are very good at doing what they
do, right?
What they do. Yes.
You're making me kind of feel bad for the bed bugs, but ultimately we don't want them in the house.
No.
And how do you treat that?
No, well, there's a variety of treatment methods. There's heat, there's chemical, and there's also, like Dr. Ridge will tell you, vacuuming.
That's the best tool, huh?
Yeah.
This is the best weapon. The crevice tool of the vacuum cleaner. Bed bugs cannot adapt against physics. And they, because of these behaviors, they are thigmotaxic. That means they are compelled to go into a crack and crevice. They will not be in open space. And so they are driven by this psychiatric
need to be there? Okay.
Be there. And so what you do is you get your crevice tool, which has high suction. You're sucking out the shed skins, you're sucking out the adults, the eggs, everything. It also is an assistance to the professionals who can come in because the cracks are now cleaned out.
Sure.
Because not everybody is, you know, that astute where they'll vacuum them up. Most, the fear factor, most people want to get the 10-foot pole and get away. But the treatment methods, the chemicals today are a lot better that we use, and certainly you know, when you know and you reduce people's fears, it's so much better. But there's a lot of tools people can do. Mattress covers, these are called interceptors. You can put them under a leg of a bed, and what happens if there's one caught in the outer layer, that means he came from the outside. If he's caught in the inside layer, that means he came down off the bed, because there is like a baby powder, talcum powder in here, where the bed bugs can't climb up, it will slide them.
All right, so there's lots of methods to keep bed bugs
but it
at
is
bay.
very controllable.
Okay.
But one of the greatest, most important integrated pest management aspects is public education to completely blow up social stigma. there's this guttural fear of bed bugs, and it's because they're such intimate little insects in our lives.
Oh, well, they're not so bad, right?
Yeah, and they're full of cultural myth, such as breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They eat in a row.
Right.
They don't.
They don't do it.
We don't have a straight capillary.
Got it. All right. Well, if you have a situation with bed bugs or any other pests, of course, you could give Mike a call over at Connecticut Pest Elimination, and your website is go to ctpest.com.
Yes.
Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks, Short.